Come on, baby, come on down. Come on, baby, come on down. Let's put ourselves in this machine and it just stops. Say what we mean.
What's up, man? It's your boy JB, Planet Zero. Throw my first little ditty out there, response to some of the things we've been hearing on YouTube and whatnot. The relationship issues between the black man and the black woman. I know a lot of y'all cats out there feel like, you know, the black woman is out to get you and she just wants your dough. And I'm sure what you really mean is that there are a class of women out there, black, white, or whatever, that are definitely down to trap a man with a baby, down to get his dough like that, and down to, ruin his life, ruin his financial circle, all that, you know what I'm saying? Just like there's brothers out there that'll dick you down, dip, and won't give a doggone which way it goes, either, whatever. So, I'm sure in this video, I'm probably going to piss off a few of you cats that, you know, is on your mangina exposure express, and definitely some of y'all out there on your feminist movement action network is going to probably be upset both ways about this, but I'm going to just try to give it to you as crystal clear as I've seen it. Now, first, the precursor is a little bit about me. 31-year-old black male living in the Northwest, wife, 3 children, no kids outside of my marriage. I've been married for approximately 8 years. The entire time that we've been married, you know, we haven't had any issues of infidelity or, you know, things of that nature, just the general man-woman stuff. To give you a little bit about the dynamic of our relationship, you know, me and my wife actually had our first child as youngsters. And before we were married, some time passed, and then we, end up getting married and having more children and whatnot. So, a lot of you brothers out there is really like dogging some of these women, and I understand definitely where you're coming from. But brothers, it's important that you choose your mate wisely, right? Now, there comes a time in every man's life when he's not really looking for a mate, he's just looking for a good time. The problem is, throughout that point when a man's looking for a good time, he'll say and do anything to get it, right? So, next thing you know, you done whopped it up to this chick about what you got, what you doing. All she thinking about is dollar signs. And that's the reason, you know what I'm saying, how some of you cats end up in the predicament you in the first place. Because you're not coming at a woman in a way to exclude the ones that you're not really interested in. You know what I'm saying? You're not filling her out while you're talking to her, because all you're thinking about is, am I going to be able to dick her down at the end of this or not? Right? Now, to some of you women out there who are going through the same issue on the opposite side, you can't find a man to commit. You know what I'm saying? You can't find a man that don't lie. You can't find a man that don't stay out of jail. You can't find a man that don't do this. My question to you is, where exactly are you looking for them? I find a lot of women will get a man who's substandard and try to work on him instead of leaving him alone and being patient and waiting for the right thing to come along. So maybe I have a little bit of bias because I definitely feel like my right thing came along. Now, there was a minute there when I was definitely playing the field. But like I said, we don't got no kids outside of our marriage. Now, that comes to the grace of God, but also a little bit of smart planning on my part. You see, I never intended to have any kids at all. And after I had the one, I didn't really want any more. So I made sure that I wasn't doing things for the most part. And that's why I say by the grace of God, that would get me into a position where I would have kids outside of, the relationship that I had the first child in. Now, at the time, I wasn't thinking me and my wife was going to get back together and get married. I just knew I didn't want any more kids. Now, brothers, you are the key in your own salvation amongst these women who will go dig you out for your money. The problem is you're telling on yourself. Most of y'all cats are pissed because you slipped up and got caught. At some point, you was this girl who you thought was oh so cool that you didn't really investigate, didn't really know all that well, but she was giving it to you oh so well, and next thing you know, you're caught up in a financial blunder pretty much that you then gave up a large part of you. You see, I think brothers have failed to realize that when you do engage in sex, even as a man, you're giving something up. You're giving up the right to have half of your money. You're giving up the right to half of your house. You see what I'm saying? We all know the consequences of these actions before we have them. So what I'm trying to tell you, brothers, is wrap it up. Okay? It solves so many problems. To you sisters out there, pick your men like you pick your fruit. Okay? If your brother don't have a job, if your brother don't have his own spot, if your brother isn't in school, you know what I'm saying? Basically, if he ain't doing nothing for himself, he ain't gonna do nothing for you either. And he dang sure ain't gonna be the one to provide for you. That's right, men. You're right. All women are looking for a provider, a protector. Now, you got to be providing something. If it's not financial security, it's mental security. But it's got to be something. You can't go into a relationship expecting to not give half of yourself. Okay? Now, let's take a saying or an ideal from the Nation of Islam. They equate marriage to being half of your religion. Your religion is your way of life. So marriage is half of your way of life. Now, being that as it is, if this is something that is going to be half of your way of life, it's important to take a little forethought into those you invest your time with before you commit yourself to this half life. Okay? Now, I don't mean you're going to have half a life. I mean, half of your life is no longer going to be yours. Too many brothers think they can go into marriage and not give anything and expect the woman to give everything. It's not possible. It has to be two people both giving 100% in order for anybody to get anything. Now, I speak in the context of marriage again because to me, there's no other point in dating. Now, if you, like I said, if you need a nut that bad, you might as well go ahead and yank it because any other means of acquiring that is probably going to cause you some problems down the road. Now, to piss off my feminists and all that, you know what I'm saying, sisters a little bit, listen. It's pretty easy, okay? Now, number one, you got to have your own thing, okay? You can't be waiting around for a man to be providing for you. The whole time me and my wife wasn't together, she wasn't reporting me to child support. She wasn't reporting me to the state, okay? Why? Because she was concerned with providing for her, making a future for herself and for her child. That's something that I actually saw attractive in her. That I thought was very attractive about her, okay? So definitely women, you need to be about something. And don't settle for somebody who's not about anything. This all pretty much equates to taking some time. Everybody want to rush into getting some so fast. And that's why it causes all these problems. See, if you wrap it up, all right, and if you can't abstain, that's basically what it boils down to, because you're creating all these emotional bonds and ties that you really don't have any intention of honoring at this state in your relationship. Okay, so that's Joe Black's take on it. You know, big ups to my man Kobe NBA West, you know what I'm saying, putting out there some knowledge. I hope y'all cats can understand it, but also understand what it takes to not become a victim of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the war is real. You know what I'm saying? The adversary is out there, and it does exist in all forms. But there's also, you know, this thing God gave us is to defeat the adversary is choice. Choice over your own person and body. Exercise that choice, and I guarantee that you won't find yourself in this baby mama, baby power struggle. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to play in that game. It's totally optional. You know what I'm saying? Most of you cats out here complaining that you aren't getting the woman that you need, and most of you women out here complaining that you aren't getting the man that you need. It's a lot of stuff you need to be doing for yourself first. Pardon me. A lot of stuff that you need to be doing for yourself first. You know what I'm saying? You're too concerned with the opposite sex. And that's the reason why the people that you wind up with ain't working out for you. You know what I'm saying? You're too concerned with hitting it. You know, on male and female part. You're too concerned with hitting it, okay? So, that's my word. And I'm out!